Good morning, friends. I got my Trunchbull bun on today. There we go. I apologize ahead of time for my needy animal. He is acting some sort of way today. I think he's gonna go lay down. Okay. Good morning. It is still morning, I think. Just barely. It is 11:52 in the morning on Monday, November 21st. Happy Monday. It is Thanksgiving week here in America, in the US. My name is Leigh. I'm coming at you from Pittsburgh, PA, and welcome to The Corner. This is where we casually sit and chat and talk about stuff, life, crafty things, mostly knitting. Some crochet, some cross stitch, some sewing, sometimes just whatever I feel like doing. It's been a morning. I finally have coffee in the house again. Oh my god, I'm so happy. I went so long drinking tea because we just happened to be out of coffee, and I can't get coffee at like the regular grocery store. They don't have coffee I like, so I had to go somewhere special to get coffee, and I just hadn't. But I did yesterday, so we have coffee in the house again. Thank goodness. Before we get started talking about my projects, I wanted to announce that today, November 21st, is Bond Weave Socks release day. Yay! Claps. Bond Weave is my first sock pattern. I released it this morning. That's why I got a bit of a late start this morning. It's all up on the internet, available, ready to go. I have it for sale on Ravelry and on Etsy if Ravelry is inaccessible to you. And these are my Bond Weave socks. This is my pattern. It is a textured sock pattern. Very simple knit and purl texture, but gives a really interesting, like not uniform ribbed kind of pattern with a fun detail on the cuff and a short row heel, and I love them. They fit so well. I'm so excited that these are out in the world, done, ready to go. So if you are interested in those, I'll have a link down below. They are on sale, 15% off until Monday the 28th, which is Cyber Monday. What is going on here? Anyways, until Monday, Cyber Monday, November 28th. So get them while you can, if you want. All right, that's the big news. Big news for today. I do have a second sock pattern that is pretty much ready. I am staggering the releases. I will be releasing that one on Cyber Monday, which is the 28th, 1 week from today. And I'll talk about that one then when it's relevant. Oh, actually, another real quick announcement. I am not going to be doing another podcast episode. This is gonna be my last podcast episode of the year. Wow. Okay, let's try to say this a little bit better. This is going to be my last podcast episode of the year. That sounds so dramatic when I say it out loud, but it kind of snuck up on me. This is episode 41. I didn't say how excited I was to hit a milestone last episode. It was episode 40. I don't know, every 10 episodes feels like a milestone to me, but yes, last episode, formal episode of the year. I will be posting videos for the rest of the year, but they will not be podcast episodes. So let me explain. This week, the week of Thanksgiving, is the last full week before December. Next week, there are only a couple of days before December starts, and that is it. Once December starts, Vlogmas is happening. So next week I will be filming a intro to Vlogmas video early in the week, and then I'm going to start filming my Vlogmas episodes on the 31st. Are there 31 days in November? I can never remember. Nope, the 30th. Wow. Which is a Wednesday? Yeah, Wednesday the 30th, I will start filming my Vlogmas episodes. I am going to film my days the day before and upload them the day after. So I'll be filming Vlogmas Day 1 on November 30th, but posting it on December 1st. So that's how I'm doing Vlogmas this year. I don't want to stress out about filming and editing and uploading all in the same day. So there we go. That's how Vlogmas will go this year, but I will give you all the details of how I'm going to do Vlogmas in the episode 0, kind of the intro to Vlogmas video that I'll post up next week, giving all the details of what to expect in Vlogmas, when to expect uploads, all of that good stuff. All right, we have done a lot of chit-chatting in this intro today. Let's start talking about knitting. It's almost all knitting today. I have a few other things to talk about. I have one crochet project, I have one acquisition, I think only one acquisition, yeah, and a couple of FOs. I have been doing a pretty good job of knitting on just a couple of projects at a time rather than bouncing between all of my whips. I am still working on my whip down. No, I won't bother. I'll talk about my whip down in Vlogmas. No, I'll give you, since it's the last podcast episode of the year, I'll give you a quick whip down rundown. Hold please. Okay. I had to get my little knitting notebook. I will talk to you about my whip down status, updates, stuff after I talk about my whips. Well, after I talk through my projects. I have FOs and whips to talk about today. But yes, I have been doing a pretty good job, I think, of working on fewer projects to try and get some things done. Let's start with FOs. The first finished object I have is a pair of socks. They're for my sister. These are my sister's Christmas gift. And they are my leftovers from a pair of socks I knit for myself in Neighborhood Fiber Co. in their studio sock in the color Sherwood Gardens, which is the show colorway from Maryland Sheep and Wool from this year. And the contrast color is the Filcolana Arvetta Classic in the color 278. I think it's like pale lilac or something. 278. And these are just a vanilla sock. I use the same recipe as I do for me. I just made the foot a little bit shorter because my sister wears a size 7.5 shoe and I wear a size 9, but her feet are wide, so we wear the same size around. And I did them toe up. So wow, the toe looks so nice and seamless, but I gotta trade in that little flared cuff. I'm a cuff down person normally. I just wanted to go ahead and make sure I used up all of this extra yarn. So I did. That's my first FO. I'm so glad these are done. I have quite a little pile of Christmas gifts happening over here. It's getting pretty hefty, especially considering my second FO, which is the only other FO I have, actually. Yes, it's the only other FO I have, but this one is new. I started and finished this one since the last time I saw you. But this is a Christmas gift for my brother. Brother number 1. I've been watching a lot of Martin lately from the Knit 365 blog, and he refers to his siblings and his nieces and nephews as like numbers, and I think I need to start doing that too because I have 2 sisters and 3 brothers. And so I should start at oldest to youngest and do sister 1 and 2 and then brother 1, 2, 3. So this is for brother 1, the oldest younger brother. And I started this on a whim and finished it in 3 days and I loved it. And I love the final product. It's so beautiful. Look at it. This is my leftover yarn from my Twist and Turn Zimcow, which means it is the Ex Libris Fibers Shirley base in the colors Dark Dance and the Jade Unicorn. And you can really see with all of this black, you can see the like variation in Dark Dance. It's so beautiful. And this is washed, blocked, everything, good to go, ready to gift. And it is so soft and squishy. It's so luxurious. The pattern is the Head Sock by Amanda Steck, also known as the Pearl Bug. And it is a free pattern on Ravelry. It is a entirely 2x2 ribbed hat. And it was my first time knitting this pattern, and I am in love. I would definitely knit this pattern again. It has these really beautiful decreases that are done inside out. You knit this entire hat the other way out, and then when you're done, you flip it in so that the decreases look really neat, because they look neater on the inside than they do on the outside. And it's got a rolled brim, so it's just like a million, not a million, it's not like a muscle burr or anything, but it's like 9 inches of ribbing, and then you start the decreases, and there's a decent length of decreases. They're not like really rapid decreases. And I did just a little bit, I think I did 10 rounds in a contrast color so that it would split when folded up. Yeah, I love it. I love how it turned out so much. It was so nice. I would love to knit another one. This is a great gift knit, so I think I will hoard this pattern away for future gift knitting. Oh, and I knit the size large. My brother has a huge noggin. I could put it on and show you over my Trunchbull bun. That's a look. Makes me look completely bald. Ooh, oh, that's also a look. Those are staying like that, I guess. It's fine. It's because my hair is not all one length. But that's my second FO. Also, real quick, I wanted to tell y'all that I have finally updated my Ravelry. All of these projects are listed there. I have project pages for everything, except my crochet Afghan that I will talk about. But you will see a bunch of projects in my project pages that I haven't started yet. So there's way more there than I'll talk about today. There are a bunch that I haven't started yet. I just wanted to go ahead and get pages made for them because they're cast on plans. I just want to have it ready so I don't have to deal with it later. All right, whips. Did I rush through those? Feels like I rushed through them a little bit. It's because I didn't have any like tags or anything to show you. I used leftovers for those socks. That's fine. All right. The first whip I have is another pair of socks. And these are also a gift knit. Gift knit. Wow, I'm having a hard time today. Gift knit. And these are a pair of socks for brother number 2. I have a sock done. These I knit cuff down as normal. And these are a almost vanilla sock. I'm doing a 3x1 broken rib. But these are the same size as I do for Brad, so they're 68 stitches. They're a little bit, like maybe 2 rounds longer than I do for Brad, because my brother's foot is just a hair longer. And they're so good. I love this color. This is a West Yorkshire Spinners yarn. I'm not doing a contrast anything. I'm just using the yarn straight as it goes. No cutting or anything. And I did go ahead and weave in my ends of the first sock like I'm supposed to, like a good person, like a good knitter. Let me show you the yarn. It's the West Yorkshire Spinners Signature 4-ply in the color Mallard from their Birds collection. Yeah, that's it. And I have finished the first sock and have gotten into the leg of the second sock. Look at that. And you see here, I am not using the Chowgoo red lace. I am using Addy Rockets. There we go, Addy Rockets in a size 1, 2.25 millimeter. Why do I have stuff in here? Oh, I have hat stuff in here. I have like needles that I need to put away. And these are in a bag that I will not show you yet because it's an acquisition. So I'm going to wait and show. No, it's my only acquisition. So I'll show you right now. These are in a brand new project bag that I just purchased from Jenny of Mountain State Stitches. From her new Christmas bag collection. I saw this bag and I became instantly obsessed. I love all of the trees. It's Christmassy, but not overtly kitschy Christmas. And I love this striped canvas down at the bottom. I just love it. This is my Christmas vibe. I love all these little trees. And there's also a really gorgeous lining fabric. It's red with white snowflakes. I love it. I'm absolutely obsessed. This is my second Mountain State Stitches bag. I love both of them. She makes really great bags. And this is the small size. I was so happy to get in on this because she sold out really quickly. I was like watching Etsy, like refreshing it, watching them go, the numbers go down and watching things sell out just because I was curious. But yeah, that's it. That's what I got. That's my only acquisition. With my brother's gift socks in it. I only have 2 more whips. I only have 2 more things that I've been working on. I've been so good. The first thing that I've been working on, the second thing I've been working on besides my brother's socks is in my egg bag. I call it my egg bag because it's got my egg pin on it. This is a Shelly can pin, I believe. And in here we have my Irish Rover pullover. Ooh, how about that? Now my Irish Rover pullover is a long-standing whip, but since I finished my Porperea sweater, this is the one I decided to work on next, to focus on and try to get finished. This is a pattern by Teti Lutsak of Teti's Knit Garden, and I am knitting mine out of Nutidin. The Nutidin I have is the color Glimt. That's G-L-I-M-T. M as in Martin. I don't remember my military alphabet, but anyways, let's see what M is in the NATO alphabet. M is Mike. M is in Mike. Glimt. And I am on, this is my second cake, and it's getting pretty thin here. Getting pretty thin. I'm holding 2 strands together, so I'm pulling 1 strand from the outside and 1 strand from the inside and holding them together. And I will just need a piece of 1 more cake for this. I will have just enough. I mean, I'll have some left over. I can make some mitts or a hat or something. But anyways, here is how it's looking. I am in the yoke. Last time you saw, I had just joined the sleeves to the body, but now I am a little bit into the raglan decreases here. You can see some raglan decreases. The body still looks a bit short to me, but I think that's because it's a bottom-up sweater and it is a cropped sweater. It's not like super cropped, but it's like over dresses, over high-waisted jeans, kind of cropped. So there we go. That's how it's looking. It's got this really beautiful texture panel on the front and the back. And on the back here, you can see the stitch marker is about where I was last time you saw it. So you can see exactly how much I've knit since you've seen it. And the raglan decreases have a really nice little purl stitch detail. Very, very pretty. I am getting pretty close here to running out of just knit stitches to decrease on, so I'm gonna have to start decreasing into the texture panel, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how that is done. But yeah, that's what I got. I have my Irish Rover pullover. It is a hairy boy. It's got the Nutidin, which is super hairy and fuzzy. I don't know if you'll be able to see how fuzzy this is, but you can see like the fuzz here. The Nutidin, which is super hairy and fuzzy, and then also I knit my own hair into stuff. So that is my update on my Irish Rover pullover. Not a ton of progress, but progress nonetheless. Every time I pick it up, I knit at least two rounds. I knit a few yesterday, like 6 rounds or something. And it's a fairly large gauge, so those add up pretty quickly. And that's that. It is almost too big for the bag that it's in, so I'm not gonna try to shove that back in right now. I'll do that later. I only have 1 more whip. Pardon the crinkling. My last whip is my crochet Afghan commission. I will give you the spiel every single time. I don't do commissions normally. This was like a special circumstance, just happened to be like the perfect storm of like circumstances to make me agree to do this. But I am a little, I'm unraveling it. That's great. I am farther than I was last time. This is how far down, or how far, yeah, down or up, whichever way you want to do. How far I've gotten. I have done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm on the 7th stripe of 23, I believe is how many total stripes I want to do. And let me hold it in half here so you can see how wide it is. This is how wide it is in half. So it's twice as wide as that. I think about, it's over 48 inches wide. I think it was supposed to be 49. It might be around 49, maybe a little bit bigger, 49 to 51 maybe inches wide. And I hope to get it to be about 69 inches long. So that is how far I've got on that. It is super soft. It has a very nice weight to it now that it's actually big enough to become like, it's starting to look like a blanket, you know? I am using a Barocco Comfort, which is an acrylic nylon blend. It is super soft. And it is the color Smokestack, Chalk, and Copen Blue. There we go. I think I ordered 5 each of these and 4 of this one. Yes, that's it. 14 total balls. So 5, 5, and 4. And I got these from my local yarn shop, so if I need more, I can always go get more. But I think that should be plenty. That's my only other whip though. Oh, I'm using the hook. What hook am I using? I'm using a Tulip Atico in a 5.5 millimeter. And I'm using a modified pattern. It is a classic vintage, well, obviously it's a classic ripple Afghan. You can see I'm just doing 6 rows of each color. The pattern I'm using is heavily modified from this book called Forever Favorite Crochet. It is a Better Homes and Gardens book. And the pattern in here looks like this. Like I said, I just modified the stripes. I'm doing just 3 colors and I'm doing 6 rows. Whew, I'll get it. 6 rows of each color. And it calls for single crochets, and I switched it out 1 for 1 with half double crochets. These are US terms. I increased the hook size and I reduced the number of repeats by 2 to account for the half double crochet / hook size change. That's what I did. So modified, but I'm using the instructions from here. This book is actually really nice. I had bought it online because there was a doily in here I wanted to make. My friend wanted me to make her a doily for her house, and the pattern I found, of course, was out of print. It was in this book only, not available online. So I bought the book for it, and it was this doily. But there are like some really nice patterns in here. I was like, oh, it'd be worth it to have it. There is a section for doilies. There is a section for edgings that you can use for anything, like garments or tablecloths, home goods, blankets, whatever you want. And then there is a section for lacy accents. It has like pillow covers and stuff, which are kind of cute. She is wearing knit lacy pieces in her apron. And then there is a section for sweaters, crocheted sweaters, which are really interesting. Like, look at these. I am not one for crocheted sweaters, except, I don't know, I've been tempted by some granny square sweater patterns, but in general, I'm not really a crochet sweater kind of girl, but this is where we are. And then there's an Afghans and pillow section, and some of these Afghans are like super cute. This is the juicy section for me. Obviously, I mean, I'm using a pattern from it already. And like, there's the ripple one I'm making, but on the other page, there's also like scrappy stripes and this like 4 corners blanket. And then like a granny square blanket also, which is, all of the patterns are also in like pillow form, which is a lot of fun. It's really good. I'm enjoying it. It's fun. I have a few vintage knitting and crochet books over here. Yeah, I have some fun ones like this old Brunswick pattern booklet with a cardigan in it that I really want to make. And then I have this book called Floral Knits. And then I also have this book called Victorian Style Needlecrafts, which is not just knitting, but all kinds of needlecrafts. It has more than 70 projects in it, it says. Needlework, crochet, and all sorts of fun stuff. It's a wild ride. I hope you enjoyed that little miniature tour of my vintage knitting pattern collection. It's not very big. Also, look at this person. She is having the time of her life. Can I be her? And look at that sweater. Oh my god. Hope you had fun. All right. That's it for whips and projects that I have going. I can give you a quick update on my whip down in my little book. You'll be getting whip down updates in real time in Vlogmas this year. But since this is my last actual podcast episode, for those of you who are only interested in actual podcast episodes, I will share the status of my whip down. Have I marked everything off? I think I have. I have listed here all of my current whips at the time of making the list, all of the things I wanted to make for Christmas or by the end of the year. I added 2 here. Oops. And I also put little stars beside all of the patterns that I wanted to finish before we go home for the holidays. We are going to visit South Carolina, our family there, at the very beginning of December, like December 2nd through 4th, which is, oh my god, it's coming up so quickly. So fast. And I have 2 more, I have 3 projects that I want to finish by then. One of them is my brother's socks that I've started that I'm half done with already. But then I have also brother number 3's socks to finish, and I also have the pot holders to finish. I have to finish the 4th, and I also have 2 more to do after that. I'm trying not to stress. Where's brother number 3's socks? I think they're here. Yeah, they're here in this bag. I think I'm gonna go ahead and like cast those on. So I just have them ready to go. I was trying to finish brother number 1's socks brother number 2's socks first, but maybe I'll just have them both going. It's fine. But then up here in the whips, I have a few things crossed off. See? I have finished my Purpurea. I have finished my Twist and Turns MCal, and I finished my Bond Weave socks. That's fun. I wanted to finish, at the very least, my Irish Rover pullover, both of my, well, 1 pair of my Alexander socks. These Alexander socks, I had 2 pairs here. It turns out those are my other sock pattern that's going to be released next week. I'm not going to do the 2nd sample. I'm just going to finish my 1st sample. It's half done. I have 1 sock finished. I need to finish the 2nd sock of that one. A couple of these whips are not going to be finished this year. My Cool Cap and my Twigs and my Douglas cardigan. I don't plan on touching those for the rest of the year. Those are just going to be, they're waiting their turn. So on my whips, the only things I have left are my Irish Rover pullover and my Alexander socks and my pot holders. That's not too bad. Which means if I can finish my pot holders, because I also have 2 knit for Christmas, my list here. If I can finish my pot holders, Thomas's socks, Lucas's socks in time, like by when I want to finish them, which is our visit home for Christmas, we'll be back like December 6th-ish. which means I have between December 6th and Christmas to finish Brad's Christmas socks, the Afghan commission, and any other socks I want to do. I have to finish my November striped socks for my striped sock challenge, my December striped socks for my striped sock challenge, and I also have a pair of Sockmas socks picked out for Sockmas, which is a knit along hosted by Natalie of Knitty Natty of Love and Stitches. So that's my whip down update. I think I'm doing okay. I keep adding things to the list. Like, I added a hat for Doug, who is my brother-in-law. I'm not sure if I'll get to it or not, but if I have time, I would like to also knit him a hat. His would be a DK weight hat, so it would be faster than the fingering weight hat I knit for my brother. But we'll see. Only if I have time. I'm not going to stress about it. So yeah, all the things for myself have kind of been pushed to the wayside. I've been knitting on my sweater because I deserve something. All of the socks that I have been wanting to knit for myself have just been kind of like forgotten. And I guess that's okay. It's fine, I guess. I've also been thrown off a bit by designing sock patterns because it's a lot of work. Like, it was a lot of work to, you know, figure out the design, to knit them up, to write the design, to get tester stuff all situated, do the test knit, get the final pattern set up and ready to go. Like, all of that stuff is still, like, I'm still not done because I have that second pattern that's going to be released next week, which I will show you now, because since I'm not doing another podcast episode, I'm not going to have like a proper announcement. So I'll just go ahead and show you. These will be released next Monday, Cyber Monday, November 28th, and these are my Alexander socks. They are a colorwork / texture design. And they're super fun. They're a retro design inspired by a 1980s sweater that I have, and oh, I think I showed you the ugly side of them too, so even better. This is the better side. Look at that. They're so nice. I love them, and these colors are so much fun. But I will put a picture here of the illustration I did, because the cover pages of all of my patterns are going to have an illustration by me. And this is the illustration I did of these, showing like the different color combos you can do. There's like a 4 color option, this one, a 3 color option, and then a 2 color option in the pattern. So you can decide how many contrast colors you want to do, etc., etc. So yeah, that's my other sock pattern that will be released on Monday. It's been a wild ride. It matches my sweatshirt. My hoodie. All right, I think that's all I have for today though. All of my exciting update stuff was, you know, having to do with my pattern release. So I've already talked about that. I mentioned that we're going out of town. I mentioned that this is the last podcast episode for the year. I still cannot believe that. And I also can't really believe that we're on episode 41. I've been here for a minute, and I really appreciate all of y'all who come back every week to listen to me ramble about nonsense. Vlogmas is going to be a wild ride. I hope you're ready. I have a list of things in here that I want to make sure I remember to address throughout Vlogmas. So let's go. I also have questions saved on my phone. I did a question call over on Instagram for Q&A type questions, so that I can answer those throughout Vlogmas. So that'll be fun. It's gonna be a fun time. I am planning on doing some fun Christmassy stuff. We have already started doing fun Christmassy stuff. I decorated, the downstairs is mostly decorated. I have a couple more things I want to put up, and we want to decorate the porch. But the downstairs is mostly decorated for Christmas. Over the weekend here in Pittsburgh was light up night downtown, which is where they light up the Highmark tree, and there's like a big festival and all that kind of stuff. They also have set up for the winter holidays a winter market in Market Square downtown, and there's a big Christmas tree with an ice skating rink installed around it. So on Saturday, we went down a little bit early before light up night And we went around the market and we shopped a little bit. I bought a couple of Christmas ornaments and a couple of candles. And we saw the tree and the ice skaters. And then we went to the light up night market and wandered around there. Did a little bit more munching on snacks and shopping, and had a delicious spiced hot cider. Mine was cranberry spice hot cider, and it was boozy. It had moonshine in it. And that was delicious. Brad got a hot spice cider as well, but his was apple pie flavored, and it was also delicious. And then we watched them light the tree, and they had a little bit of a fireworks display, and then we met our friends and went to dinner, and it was just a wonderful festive night. There was Christmas music playing. We had a good time. It was cold, and we were all bundled up, and it was cute and romantic. I don't know, it was a lot of fun. Brad even said, he says, I feel like I'm in a Hallmark movie. But it was a lot of fun. We plan on doing maybe a couple more Christmassy things. I'd really like to go to the conservatory if they decorate for Christmas. I'd really love to see like a Christmas conservatory. So maybe we'll do something else fun for Christmas. We have a holiday market here in the neighborhood that I'm definitely going to be going to. I'll try to film all of that for Vlogmas. You'll all be able to join me on my holiday adventures, and I'm really excited about it. It's my favorite time of the year. So let's go. All right, Trunchbull signing out today. My hair is so tall. How does it get so tall? Thanks so much for joining me today. I love talking with y'all. It's great every single time. I have a blast. So let's do it again. I'll talk to y'all next week. It won't be a proper podcast, but I'll do it. You'll see me, and I'll see your comments. I won't see you personally. But until then, I'll see y'all next time.